I'm so relaxed.
That's true. I'm not relaxed. I'm the problem.
I'm the problem. It's me.
It's me.
I'm just dead inside.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by three grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I come from an illustrious lineage of job hammers who are from places, and the job that I have and the place that I'm from is an angel pointer from the ski resort of Gravy.
Oh.
Mm.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot
I shouldn't
happening
have taken
there.
a sip.
Yeah, that was... Yeah. You should know better to do
I
that
should, really.
before I say my thing.
It, started off serious and exciting and got increasingly whimsical very quickly.
Yeah, or, I don't know, like, child cartoon,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh. Like a picture book.
Yeah, or like Adventure Time or Gravity Falls, like one of those weird children's TV shows
That millennials like.
that millennials like, me specifically.
Uh-huh.
I am imagining just like a ski hill of gravy, obviously. Regular.
Yeah.
That's goes without saying. But like I'm the ski patrol, except my job is only to ski around and point at angels.
There's one.
There's one. So people know, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would happen if they didn't know about the angels? I
Well,
bet
you
it's
don't
pretty
want to
serious.
find out. Yeah, that's
Oh,
why my
great,
job
okay.
is so important.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why there's always been angel pointers at the ski resort of Gravy.
Yeah. That's why you come from a long lineage of them.
Yeah, nobody talks about the last time there was no angel pointer on duty.
Mm.
It's been
Dark times.
erased from the history books.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's me. What about you guys?
My name's Sam, and today I am a gold wolf from the band of mustard.
Oh.
Oh,
That's why you're so gold, from all the mustard.
from all the mustard.
Obviously. Encrusting on me.
Encrusting mustard. Encrusted.
Ew.
Crustard, stop it.
Encrustable.
No.
Encrustable
Ew.
wolves.
Oh.
Everybody knows. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like-
Gold Wolf sounds like you're from a middle grade novel.
I like it.
Sounds like
About
a fun
animals.
job. It sounds like a job that you don't have to do anything at, which you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I am? I'm an influencer. I'm the
Oh,
gold
you
wolf, the
definitely are.
influencer.
You're like a
Wow.
Twitch streamer of some kind.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
XX Gold Wolf XX.
Nope.
Because we're millennials. You know?
Yeah, nobody influences
Wow.
anymore.
I
How'd
know.
you have to call me out like that? Anytime my username doesn't work, I just fucking add an XX.
Yeah. Small
First
X,
the
big
lowercase
X,
one. Yeah.
underscore,
Underscore.
Angel
Gold Wolf,
Fire,
underscore.
Gold Wolf.
Jesus.
Yeah, we were all
Gold
there.
Wolf. Yeah. I used MSN once. And
yeah.
then not again because nobody wanted to talk to me.
Small X,
Oh.
large X, underscore, your favorite My Chemical Romance quote, and
Yeah.
then underscore,
Mm.
large X, small X.
Yeah. Exactly.
Welcome to the Black Parade.
Uh-huh. Lots of
What was
tildes
the
and
rest of it?
asterisks and what I forget.
Mustard? You were something of
A
mustard?
band of mustard.
A band of mustard.
My brain, because I'm 33, my
Uh-huh.
brain immediately was like gold and mustard. Imagine that as a wall painted with those colors. And I was like,
That-
I don't think I like it.
I think I
I like
hate
it.
it.
Home
it.
design is what my brain does now that it's 33.
My couch is yellow. I'm on board.
With gold on it?
No.
Your couch is like yellow and navy. It works well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I specifically avoid gold because it looks bad with my yellow couch.
Yeah, that's what I was...
see?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I was saying either one is fine on its own. I just don't think they go together.
Is the problem. Gotcha. In
Not
that
that
case, I agree.
Yeah, not that I'm questioning your job or your Sam.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying it probably looks bad. Great. Well, that's fun. Who's the last one?
Me. I am Hannah, and today I am a lock hunter from the pirate ship of leeches. Which sort of just sounds like something that might be in a fantasy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wait,
Lock
I'm gonna need you
hunter,
to
I
repeat
like.
that. Lock
Yeah.
hunter on the something of leeches?
Yeah, the pirate ship of leeches.
Okay.
I
That's
think
pretty
in
cool.
this case, right? I kind of like it. I think I just like anything that has to do with pirate ships.
Yeah, leeches.
Love leeches.
I hate leeches.
I
Is
hate
it
them so much.
Is it a pirate ship of vampires? Since that's
probably.
derogatory for
Yeah.
vampires is leeches all the time.
Ooh.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think, like, I am looking at it, so I have a different...
You're looking at the pirate ship of
advantage.
leeches right
I'm
now.
looking at the pirate ship of leeches.
Okay.
The way it's written, it looks like leeches is just a place, which I'm okay with.
Oh, okay. Name your town leeches. That
This is
does
leeches. That's a
sound.
fantasy-ass town name.
Yeah. That, I know this is irrelevant because neither of you have read them, but that sounds like a town out
Nagasaki.
of Beyond the Deep Woods. The middle grade
Oh.
series.
Oh,
That would definitely
not
name a town.
Nagasaki.
Leeches. That's fun. Much like the books we read, I feel like your job and place, if you just say them and don't think about them, you're like, wow, that's cool as hell. And then you think about it and you're like, what?
Wait a second.
Hold on, what? What's happening?
You think about it for 2 weeks at a time,
Yeah.
and you're like, actually.
Yeah, actually. I guess, I'm coming around. A lock hunter is a smart way to do it.
Lock hunter, I don't know what that is, but I really like it.
I'm
No.
imagining it's like your superpower is that you can sense any locked items around.
That would, if I was a pirate looking for treasure, it would be really helpful if I could sense locked items.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
Yeah.
But then can you open them? No, that's someone
No.
else's job.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
That's what I need Jace for.
Wow, speaking of Jace,
Great segue.
the reason, of course, that we have jobs and are from places, we're reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, where people have jobs and are from places. And as always, we have read one chapter, enormous chapter, of this book this week. And somebody is definitely going to tell us what happened in it.
It's me. So, chapter 14 is the Hotel Dumort. Jace and Clary find the Catholic Church mentioned in the end of the previous chapter. Jace talks to it, and it lets them in, and then he finds the secret cache of Shadowhunter weapons that are stored near the altar. He explains that while he personally is agnostic, there is a long history of cooperation between religious gathering places and Shadowhunters. So I guess if you're a Shadowhunter, you can just find a stockpile of weapons in any holy place, which is cool. Once they have weapons in hand, they head to the Hotel Dumont in Brooklyn, or Indeed. Why did I write Indeed there? That's fine. Or Indeed. Or Indeed, as the vampires have styled it, L'Hotel Dumont. They are trying to break in through a secret door buried under some street garbage outside when they meet a short Hispanic teen called Raphael, who initially tries to warn them away from the hotel, but eventually he decides to help them infiltrate the vampires' hideout. And since vampires just fly into their lairs, I guess, all of the other doors, lower windows, and staircases have been boarded up or removed other than the ones that are conveniently needed for the plot, which is great. Once they get inside, Raphael starts acting increasingly sus until it's revealed that not only is he himself a vampire, he's currently the vampire in charge. Oh my god. Clary tries to use Raphael as a hostage to negotiate Simon's return, remembering that Simon was turned into a rat and then kidnapped. And there is a lot of dramatic posturing that eventually breaks into a fight. During the fight, Clary gets grabbed, Jace gets bitten by Raphael, and Raphael gets bitten by Simon the rat. Then when things are starting to look particularly hairy for our intrepid heroes, The upstairs windows are broken in as wolves burst onto the scene. And then the chapter ends.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
So much happened in this chapter.
it was a lot.
A lot. And I'm just gonna upfront say I committed a grave sin and I didn't notice the chapter ending
Oh my god.
and I kept reading by accident.
Sophie, no, how could you?
Just a little bit.
No, this is
Uh-huh.
a good thing. This means that Sophie's having a great time, which
Yeah,
is
I was
just
having a
like
good time.
validation for me.
Yeah. There was so much happening. But I will try and remember to only talk about things in this chapter.
Yeah. If there are wolves involved, it's not in this chapter. I feel like that's probably a good delineation.
Yeah. Great.
I'm more interested in the wolves than I am in what happened in this chapter, unfortunately.
Classic.
All right, but who knew Raphael was a vampire right away? Did anyone guess it?
I knew there was something off about him, but I wasn't sure if he was a vampire or some other kind of thing.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I flipped back and forth. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's definitely a vampire. And then I was like, oh, but he said he's not a vampire. So he's probably not a vampire.
He's not a vampire.
I would be immediately murdered by vampires.
Yeah.
I will admit, I had some, like, Maximum Ride induced ideas of maybe this is just some, like, randomly overdeveloped character who's going to run away halfway through the chapter and never
to
appear
be seen
again.
again. Yeah.
So I was a little bit like, what's gonna happen with this guy? Is he gonna, like, because at first he was just gonna show them the way in. Well, no, at first he wasn't gonna show them the way in, then he was gonna show them the way in. And I was like, oh, he's gonna leave and then come back later. We'll catch up with him again at the, like, 78% point of this book.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
thought
then he was just a vampire.
Yeah, I thought he was going to die horribly, and that would just pointlessly, you know? I was like, well, they
Mhm.
introduced him so he could die horribly, because someone's going to have to die horribly, probably.
Yeah, true.
This mortal
Has-
man.
Has anyone died horribly yet in this book? On screen or on page?
On
I
screen.
mean, the demons have had pretty horrific deaths.
That's
That's
true.
true. They're not people, though. They don't count.
Oh, okay. Are vampires
Oh.
people?
Who knows? Well, vampires are downworlders, which are people. Demons are not people.
Are
Question
warlocks
mark?
people?
But
Warlocks are people.
what about demons that can shapeshift? They're sentient. They have thoughts and feelings.
I don't
They're not
fucking
good
know, man. I'm not a
feelings.
shadow hunter.
Hannah, answer all these questions immediately.
What does it mean to be a person?
Oh, God.
Yeah. I feel like this whole part right here really emphasized how gullible I am while consuming media.
Yeah.
Because, like, literally this whole Raphael scene, he showed up and I was like, he's definitely a vampire because of the heavy implication that he was a vampire. And then, like, he said, I'm not a vampire. And I'm like, this guy is not a vampire.
Yeah.
And then
Got him.
Oh.
And then Jace was like, well, we can't bring you with us. And I was like, this guy is not going to be in the rest of the chapter. He's not going to come with them because Jace said it. And that's just sort of when people are like, I can't believe you didn't see that twist coming in this book. I'm like, this is why. I had something to say about the, classically, like the fourth word of the chapter.
Oh my God,
Oh.
me too.
Okay, you go first then.
Mine is like not a one-off, but very short. Clary uses my favorite word, which is exsanguinated, so I'm very happy about that. That's all.
That's your favorite word?
It's my favorite word.
That's so fun.
It's such a good word. You can never use it in a conversation because it makes you look like a horrible creature.
Yeah, you have to write more vampire books.
I need to write a vampire book because exsanguinated and crepuscular are two of my favorite words.
There you go. Are vampires crepuscular?
They can be.
Okay, your vampires will be.
My vampires are going to be crepuscular.
Wow, how fun. Although, your thing was like 4 sentences into the chapter, which is
Oh,
pretty
sorry.
far in, you know?
Sophie, this isn't Maximum Ride. It's actually
You're
not very
right.
far in.
I'm used to Maximum Ride, so I'm like, right at the beginning, let's talk about the fourth word.
Okay, what's the fourth word?
Diamond Street. the fourth and fifth word.
Oh.
So I started this and I immediately forgot that they were going to a church first, even though it says Diamond Street Church. And so I started trying to look for a hotel on Diamond Street that had big Gothic windows.
And
there
how'd
are
that go
none.
for you?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, weird. But Diamond Street does exist. And
Oh.
there's no church on Diamond Street. I think we're in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the correct Diamond Street. I didn't find a church there, but I did find like really creepy old-timey photos of a church that used to be on Diamond Street,
Oh.
which was just fun. Historical pictures usually look creepy. It did have big Gothic windows, so I wonder if Cassandra Clare probably didn't do this, but it was kind of fun.
Maybe she did.
Maybe she did. And then the way I looked for a church on Diamond Street is I just did the absolutely unnecessary thing of just going to Street View and then
Oh boy.
progressing down the street. It's not a very long street. It's like 4 blocks. But this is so unrelated to anything else, but I need to say it. A bunch of the houses on Diamond Street have diamonds in them. Like all the bricks have diamond patterns in them. And I
Wow.
just think that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endearing for sure.
Yeah. And then I got really creeped out because I was like, I'm looking for the vampire church, which was not true. And then I had never experienced this before, but just coming across a house that has just been completely blurred out on Street View.
Oh.
And I was like,
That's the vampire
for
church.
1 second, I was like, oh no, vampire house.
Uh-oh.
But I think you can just request to have your house blurred.
Huh.
But it was very disconcerting to be going along Street View and then see a weird, like, glitchy blur in the distance and then arrive at it and be like, oh no, why does it look like this? Terrifying.
Vampires.
Vampires, probably.
The only explanation.
And then, just in case, I don't think this is the Diamond Street she means, but there's like a diamond district in Manhattan. I'm assuming they didn't go to Manhattan.
I don't think
I think they're in
so.
Brooklyn.
This is again where I was confused as to if they were finding the vampires right now or the church.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, but the Diamond District also does not have a church in it, but it has some synagogues, which is fun.
I mean, for a shadow hunter, basically the same thing. So I
Basically
think
the
close
same
enough.
thing. That is what the shadow hunters say.
Yes, what the for the shadow hunters specifically.
Yeah, for them specifically, not us on this podcast.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because Jace points out that, like, because everything they fight comes basically from hell, and most world religions, I guess, have some concept of a hell.
Or like evil
a place where
spirits.
vampires, yeah,
Or
not vampires, demons, like something like that. So I guess it's just like a global thing that religious places keep stuff stocked for shadow hunters. I had a question about this for Sam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who keeps these weapons caches stocked for the shadow hunters?
Oh, no fucking clue. I'm assuming it's like the Silent Brothers. That seems like a thing that they would do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But
That makes sense.
I don't think it's ever established anywhere. I could be
I
wrong.
was like,
Maybe it's established somewhere in one of the like million novellas I haven't read.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm only versed in the main text. As I've said before, I never read any of the side quest things, so it might be in there. But
That's fair.
my bets would be it's like a duty of the Silent Brothers to like go around and maintain those things.
Fair. I sort of imagined it. This is not helpful because I don't know anything about the other books. But I sort of thought that maybe it would be like in this generation, right? Like this group of shadow hunters are here and like a new church opens on this street. And so it's up to them to like make sure a cache ends up there.
Oh.
So it's more like as it happens, caches are added, but I don't really know why I think that.
And I interpret it as, like,
Magic.
are the priests doing it?
I don't think so.
Listen, I grew up going to church, and it was like, I cannot imagine any of those priests opening up a secret hole in the ground and filling it with weapons, but maybe priests have hidden depths,
Yeah, and it's under the altar.
and it's under the altar, and it's full of weapons.
Yeah.
I don't think, again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not remembering or I haven't read enough, but I don't think the religious figures know about the
Yeah.
shadow hunters. Like, I think they're still, like the idea of Nephilim is still very much a myth to them. But I could be wrong. But from my memory of everything I've read, I don't think it's like the priests or the rabbis or
Anybody.
my religious ignorance is showing. I don't know the names for any other religion.
Yeah. Which is interesting because it almost feels like the holy water and the weapons are, I guess they could have been made holy before being put there, but it sort of implies that, like, because they're hidden in the church, it's sacred ground, and they are, like, becoming
Oh.
more powerful by being in a holy site, right? But
Yeah.
for some reason in my head, I'm like, okay, but, like, hiding them there, you're, like, stealing
Yeah.
the divine energy, which feels wrong to me. But I guess they're,
I mean-
like, descended from angels, so
Yeah, they can do what
they
they
can
want.
do what they want.
I was fully picturing the priests, like, blessing the water and then putting it in their secret weapons cache, and that makes way less sense than anything else we've mentioned tonight. So.
Yeah. None of it
I like
really
Sam's
makes
idea.
sense,
I think
but
that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's where my money's on. And honestly, it's probably mentioned somewhere else again in the series somewhere, and I don't remember, but hey, I'm going with it.
Yeah, headcanon accepted.
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
I
This makes
believe it.
sense. Also, it doesn't actually matter. I just
It's
wanted
just
to know.
fun. So Clary says here, like, oh, she realized this is the church she had glimpsed earlier. Like the one she saw in, like, her vision?
No idea.
I don't remember.
I don't
Not a
remember
clue.
either.
Great
Like,
job,
didn't
us.
she have a bunch
Great.
of visions about Jace falling, angels falling from the
Yeah.
sky?
Yeah, the problem is we read those chapters in 2024.
Yeah, okay. I guess if Sam doesn't know the answer to this, it's probably not that important.
Mhm.
Unless, like,
No.
yeah.
The church itself really doesn't matter. This entire scene is just to kind of establish the fact that, like, the shadow hunters are, like, kind of a universal religion thing. Like, it's not just like a Catholic church thing, and it's just to
Right.
establish that they have these cache of weapons. The specific church, I don't think means anything. But now I'm, like, thinking through the whole series, and I'm like, do they come back to this church?
They come back and there's no weapons left because they...
If they
Oops.
took them already.
Well, no, like, the one scene I'm thinking of, I think is in book 4, so, like,
so maybe it doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters in 2 and 3, but it's been a while, so I don't think it
Yeah.
matters. Like I said, the purpose of the scene is to establish lore. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
it
mean...
does succeed in doing that.
Yeah, we all watched National Treasure and we had a good time. So, like, I like
God,
the
I love
idea
those
of being like,
movies.
Uh-huh.
there's a secret cache of something hidden in this site. It's like, let's go look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I was more thinking of, like, if this was the church she saw, like, in her weird vision that she had, that it just means
Yeah.
that, like, this is the beginning of things being in motion or something like that. And I was wondering if that's what's going on, but who knows? Nobody.
I mean, things are starting to happen.
Things are starting to happen. Like, they meet Raphael, the guy who is or is not a vampire. No one's
Yeah.
quite sure.
Who could say? It's a
Yeah.
mystery still.
It's a mystery. I do have a bit of a problem with them getting to this hotel and Jace just being like, well, let's make a lot of noise.
Like tipping over a dumpster.
Tipping over this dumpster, moving all this trash to sneak in. And that's his plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jace's really incredible idea to tip over a dumpster while they're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, maybe he's just sort of stressed because he talked about his tragic backstory again with Clary, and then Clary sat in silence on the train thinking about Simon instead of him.
Yeah, Clary was like, I don't have time to think about this. My best friend is a rat that was kidnapped by vampires. I haven't slept in 2 days and I'm still wearing an extremely slutty dress. Like,
yeah,
not the time, Jace.
Like literally this part, he's like, you know, when I saw my dad lying dead in a pool of his own blood, that's when I stopped believing in God. And literally, like, that's all he says. And then the next sentence is, they were the only passengers in their train car heading back uptown. Clary sat without speaking, thinking about Simon. Like she didn't say anything in response to that. She's
not in the mood
like,
for trauma dumping right now.
That's rough, buddy. And then like sat on the train and thought about her best friend who's a rat.
That's how you know Jace is Gen Z, because they'll just get all up in anybody's comment section and be like, wow, you have a dad? I found mine in a pool of his own blood. And it's like, okay. Thanks.
She didn't even bring up dads. She brought up God.
That's true. Oh, you believe in God? I stopped believing in God when my dad was murdered and I found him in a pool of his own blood. I'm pretty sure I've read that comment on Instagram before.
Yeah, I think so. That exact one. I feel like I was listening to a podcast where people were talking about this, about how in like media where paranormal things exist, the person who like says that paranormal thing doesn't exist is like just dumb. Like it's like the Scully in X-Files where she literally sees aliens and she's like, Mulder, it can't be aliens, those don't exist. It's like, Scully, you can't. In your world, aliens do exist. And it's like this, where Jace is like literally murdering demons. And he's like, I don't think God exists. It's like, in this theology.
Even more confusingly, he doesn't think angels exist.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the fact that
part.
His people's entire, like, oral history is like, we are literally descended from angels. We have the name of the angel who gave blood to us. We literally have 3 magical artifacts made by the angel that can turn you into a different kind of person.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't believe in that. It's like, okay.
It's very teenage boy of him.
Yeah, okay.
He's just traumatized by finding his dad in a pool of blood, haven't you heard?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Did his dad die in a pool of his own blood? Anyway.
His dad died.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, really? Angels don't exist? I could see it if it was like, no, there's no way I can't see it. He has magic. Like, how do you have magic and be like, I don't think a magical being exists?
Again, not even just a magical being. The magical being who specifically gave him his magic.
Yeah.
He thinks that one doesn't exist.
But, like, he hasn't met that one. But hasn't, like, Hodge seen that one or something?
I don't know.
Like, haven't some of the upper ones?
No one's seen an angel.
Nephilim
like,
no, they're the Nephilim.
It was only,
like,
it was
ever.
like Cain and Abel or something. Like, ye olden times
or
guys
like,
who saw
like the last
angel.
recorded document of an angel was like the angel Raziel when he gave them the cup and the sword and whatever.
But like he didn't give it to anybody who's currently alive, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
This was Noah times or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I don't know the specific timeline, but yeah, it was eons, years.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Long time ago. Eon might be too long. How long is an eon? I don't know. Anyways.
I used to know that.
Yeah.
Moses went up a mountain and he was like, here are 10 commandments and also a sick cup and this cool sword.
Yeah. Have they told us who the first Shadowhunters were? Because it's definitely like Cain and Abel or
Jonathan
Moses
was the first Shadowhunter.
Jonathan.
I don't actually know if we've been told that, but Jonathan was the first Shadowhunter.
John the Baptist?
I don't know, but his name was Jonathan.
Jonathan, Clary's dad?
Clary's dad?
I don't know.
Yeah. Fucking
Jonathan-
Valentine?
Jonathan
damn it.
Christ.
Jonathan Christ himself? You know, there's an Arrogant Worms song called Jesus' Brother Bob about if Jesus had a brother who was just a regular guy. I feel like that's who Jonathan Christ is.
Sorry, Jonathan Christ is so much funnier than Bob Christ.
Well, no, his name was
Jonathan
not
Christ.
Bob Christ, it was Jesus' brother, Bob,
I'm gonna start saying Jonathan Christ instead of Jesus Christ to swear.
as a swear.
Jonathan H. Christ.
Oh, they have the same middle name too. Wow,
Yeah.
Jonathan really can't get anything for himself. They have
I
the same
know.
initials. Do they have the
Yeah.
same parents? Or is his dad not God?
Yeah, Jonathan's
His dad is
dad.
Joseph.
Jonathan's dad is actually Joseph, but he's still
you
got Christ as the last name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was like, are you actually asking me or are you just being, like, joking? I can't tell right now.
Oh my god.
Joking. But
Wait,
also, what?
What?
Is
I
Jonathan
think we're joking,
actually
but I didn't realize
Christ?
that. I
Oh.
didn't realize there was an option to not be joking.
I literally don't remember anything about Jonathan Shadowhunter, so please don't ask me.
Okay, Jonathan Shadowhunter. Jonathan Shadowhunter Christ.
Yeah.
Ugh, Jonathan Christ.
KFC.
It's so funny. Okay, anyway.
Jonathan Chris. Uh-huh.
Please. Jesus was my father.
His father. I thought they were brothers.
Oh, now you're going
Whoa.
down. Now you're going down the Da Vinci Code line.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. Whew,
Mhm.
okay. We're not
I feel
reading
like
the Da
Jonathan
Vinci
is
Code.
his older brother.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Jonathan Christ with his Technicolor dream coat.
No. We're getting all
I'm
sorts of things
doing
crossed here.
Great. Anyway,
No
we're
wonder she
reading a
looks so
book.
fucked up.
And
Yeah.
they get to the Hotel Dumort, but which is fun because that means of death.
Yeah.
And there are vampires in it.
And there are vampires in it.
There are vampires in it.
The vampires just... I guess this is kind of near the end.
That's okay.
Never mind, you go.
Okay, I didn't really have more to say. Other than that Jace is ready to murder a bunch of vampires.
Yeah, that boy is bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
It's fine, because I guess vampires aren't people either.
Yeah. Again, it feels a little bit like I still can't quite suss out if there are just like whole categories of downworlders that are evil, or if it's all of them, or if it's Isabel who is like okay with downworlders and
That one.
Jace is just that one.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isabel is just kind of chill,
I mean, like,
ironically.
I think Alec doesn't super care. I don't know. Because it shifts pretty quickly. So, like, I think right now they're
Mhm.
just, like, ignorant. And, like, Isabel is the party girl. So, like, she just goes and does whatever and doesn't really have, like, bad feelings against any of them. Jason
Like
Alec.
Isabel is acting out, quote unquote, her teen years by like partying with the downworlders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Alec is like the oldest kid, so like he's like all like
Anxious and
rules
responsible.
and everything. And then Jace
Yeah.
is the orphaned tragic backstory
Yeah.
character
Mhm.
who just like wants to go beat things up because that's what men do instead of talking about their emotions.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah. Alex saw one hot warlock and was like, actually, I think warlocks are pretty okay.
yeah, exactly.
Downworlders are pretty good, actually.
Relatable.
It just takes one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
anyway, the vampires here eat a lot
Anyway.
of dogs and cats, which I guess like they're not allowed to eat humans.
Can they eat mundanes?
They're
I
not
think
allowed
that's
to
allowed.
eat mundanes,
They're not allowed to eat mundanes.
right?
I don't know. Maybe I missed that.
I don't
Aren't-
think it's been established. They aren't the kind of like they're not the Twilight vampires. Like a bite isn't gonna instantly turn you. I think there's definitely something in the Accords. I don't remember what it is, but
Okay. So there's a rule.
I think there are rules, and I think, yeah, actually, I don't know.
It seems like I feel
can't
like from what
remember.
they said about them kidnapping Simon that they're not allowed to, but if that person trespasses, then
Oh,
they're
right.
allowed to or something.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
can eat Simon because he was trespassing, even though he had no agency in that decision.
Yeah, which is interesting because, like, in most books, it's just like vampires being like, humans are way tastier than any other animal. But these ones don't really seem to care. Or do they?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
No.
The vampire lore of this series is a little lost on me at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're
fair.
telling me Sandra Clare didn't deeply world build her vampires?
No, she does later.
Oh.
Okay.
Like they're definitely like I said, the creatures that come up a lot are the vampires, the werewolves, and the fairies. Like those are like prevalent throughout all of the books. I just don't remember like this specific detail, but I do know they're not like Twilight vampires. Like
Right. You have to go through a whole process.
there's like a whole process. I think her process is like the most
classic.
Yeah, from what I remember. But I will say I thought this scene we just read was completely different because of the movie. And so I didn't remember this scene being this way. I think I remember how the stuff happens, but anyways, don't fully trust me right now because I am remembering the show, the movie, and the book, and they did do slight mini changes that are affecting my perception.
Was Cassandra Clare involved in the show?
She was involved in both.
Right. But I'm wondering if, like, because the other thing I was thinking is that maybe some of the stuff we're catching is first book.
Yeah.
In a series, and she's like, oh, well, this is now not quite accurate, and I'm gonna just tweak it later. And so I wonder if the show was more her being like, well, this is more consistent with the rest of it now.
I don't remember the show as well as I remember the movie, so...
Oh, okay,
And the show took a lot more creative liberties. Like, I'm specifically... This scene in the movie is what I'm thinking of, because they make it, like, a whole thing.
This is kind of a whole thing in the book.
It seems like kind of a thing, yeah.
Yeah, but in the movie, like, all the characters are there, and, like, it's, like, a big battle thing, and, like, it's, like, a whole... So I thought that's what I was getting into, and then I was like, oh, wait, why is it only Jason Clary? And, yeah, so...
Yeah. There's still time for the others to show up.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't remember if they show up in the next chapter.
Yeah, I sort of thought the other ones were going to show up and be like, you idiots.
Yeah,
I'm here to save you.
Yeah, Deus Ex Isabel.
Yeah.
Coming in to save the day.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the werewolves are for later. I have, like, a small list of information from this chapter and the previous one that makes these vampires different from the Twilight vampires.
Ooh.
Would we like to talk about that?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, here are some of the things that I noted as being traits of Cassandra Clare vampires. So they look mostly human. They're like regular human skin tones, and they have hair that seems like it can grow because some of them had roots under their dyed hair. And they are extra thin and particularly strong, which is Twilight vampire-y, but these ones have blood, unlike the Twilight vampires.
Yeah.
And they have claws, also unlike the Twilight vampires. And like classic vampires, they can turn into things like rats and bats and piles of dust. They can't go in the sun or apparently bright lights in general. They don't leave footprints in the dust when they walk, and they like to be up high, spider monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they can also turn into like mist or darkness.
Yeah, probably.
Because that is what I think Raphael did.
When he like screamed and teleported across the room?
Or, well, when he first arrived, he like melted out of the darkness or whatever. Which I guess a lot of things do in books.
I thought that was just a figure of speech.
But then I think it was also like the way they said them being in the house. But maybe it's just that there's not a lot of light. Yeah.
I thought it was just that it was dark, so Clary didn't notice a bunch of vampires just standing around. But it could be that they were all, like, doing something.
Because I feel like my first thought with them turning into dust or darkness or flying or not leaving footprints on the ground is that their disease just makes all of their, like, particles looser.
Yeah, it does seem like they're not fully corporeal.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
that's like the original Dracula stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Like no reflection, no footprints, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
These are much more classic vampires, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Which is fun. And they have like needle teeth.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not the fangs.
Yeah.
Hypodermic teeth.
Which is also like very Nosferatu, right? He has like the very, in the original, it's very like the front two. Let me look this up.
Yeah, like the buck teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just going to show me recent Nosferatu.
I was gonna show you all the stuff from the movie.
Okay, yeah. Old Nosferatu, he has like those front teeth that are just like very sharp.
Yeah.
Like a vampire bat.
Like a vampire bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I wonder if they can fly in their human form or if they fly as bats.
right? Like, it's kind of hard to say. I thought that it was as bats, or maybe they can turn into something else that we don't know about yet. But let me find the line, because there was a line in this chapter that was very
I think it just said they
suspicious.
fly.
I think it says bats. I don't think they just sprout wings out their back.
Or just like
Or is it-
levitate.
Oh no. It's
Oh,
when the
maybe.
fight starts, there's a line that says, "The vampires started toward Jason Clary, some of them walking, others gliding, others swooping down from the balconies above like flapping black bats."
Oh.
So,
do they
that-
turn into giant bats?
or do they just like flap their fucking cloaks or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Or do they have like demon forms? Like
yeah, or wings?
I don't know.
Wow.
That's not super well established. I mean, I like the
Unclear.
theory where they aren't fully corporeal and like
Yeah.
so
Like
fun.
part of their body just becomes wings.
or like the whole levitating thing kind of makes sense. Maybe they're wearing
Yeah.
like capes or something.
Yeah, like gliding
know.
and swooping as verbs to me are not actions that necessarily require like a wing.
Yeah.
It could just be magic, like spooky movement, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 I wish we knew.
Yeah, I feel like there's like not enough information to fully like figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
But
But
there's
yeah.
something.
There's something going
something
on
for
there
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
And-
Something's weird about
And
these
they
vampires.
can die by being stabbed in the heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
With anything or just with
A holy blade.
certain metals? A holy blade.
I think a steak
I'm-
works too.
Okay.
Steak.
I think it's anything.
Wow.
I feel like
Classic
most
vampire. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess slight spoiler for later. But the book I'm reading, there's like a monster in it. And she's like, "Why do people always say my weakness is fire? Like anything will die if you light it on fire." I feel like it's this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, if you stab it in the heart, it dies.
It will die.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a vampire thing. That's just a
That's just
if
the
you have a
anything.
heart in your body thing.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna die if it's broken.
Yeah.
But I guess
Uh.
maybe they can't really die in other ways, except for being vacuumed up when they're in dust form.
Yeah, because I guess like
I think
Yeah.
they could still regenerate. Didn't we say? Wait, what? Weren't we trying to figure this out in the last one?
Yeah.
We were. I
And
don't
we-
remember a
does
conclusion.
half their body appear over there? Does half their body appear?
Yeah, wasn't it like as long as there's like a single speck of dust, they can regenerate from it or something? Was our
I think
theory?
That's what we decided.
That's
Yeah.
what we decided.
I mean, I like
But it-
that.
I like it.
Is it like, I wonder if it's like sea stars where they have to have part of like the central disc? Like what
But then,
part of the vampire is essential for its self and regeneration?
Okay, hear
like,
me
which
out.
particle does it? Yeah,
are they like jellyfish?
It's a jellyfish. No.
it's a jellyfish.
Because like if we think that they're just like all of their atoms or whatever are looser
Yeah,
than the rest of us and that's why they can do all this stuff, then like even if they're like pulled apart, they just come back together.
they just come back together.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
even if you vacuum up half of him, the particles will just like
They'll just sneak out of the vacuum.
sneak out of the garbage can or the vacuum or
Yeah,
and come back. You know?
Yeah.
That's
I was
my
about
theory.
to say that makes sense, but none of
It
this
makes sense. There's an internal logic. Let's say that.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, and they can also get hurt by the sun. I don't know if the sun can kill them. Maybe it
Yes.
turns them into non-regenerative dust.
No,
Oh,
it can
no.
kill them.
It
Nah.
can kill them. Interesting.
Non-regenerative dust. It's a
Non-regenerative dust.
D&D-ass character.
If they are in dust form outside and the sun rises, does it kill them when they're dust? If you die in the dust, do you die in real life?
Do you die in real life? Great question.
I wonder.
Nobody knows.
It's a mystery to everyone.
Yeah. Everybody is way too honest in this book. Like, Clary's like, hey, you have a rat who's my best friend and I care a lot about him. And all the vampires are like, what? That's a human, not just a rat. And she's like, yeah, my best friend. Can we have him back? I'll do anything. and then the vampires are like, yeah, well, you have our boss hostage, so it's like, guys, you gotta stop telling your enemies exactly what like important stuff they have hanging over your head.
Now, you did just say half an hour ago that you took everything anybody was saying at the beginning of this chapter at face value, so maybe they...
Yeah, and I'm saying
to be
they
more
gotta stop
deceptive.
telling the truth. They need to lie more because I believed it, but all these people are here telling the truth, and that's the problem because I'll also believe that. And I'm like, yeah,
Okay,
now they know.
now everyone knows.
Now the vampires know that they're like, well, we're not going to give you this rat. It's your best friend. That's
But
what
also,
you're
like,
here
why do
for.
they want it? You know?
So that they can get their boss back unstabbed.
Yeah.
Actually,
But that...
it seems
wasn't
like
that
what...
Clary's idea?
No, it actually seems like what they want is oath from Jace that he will never hurt Raphael again.
Yeah.
Which is, I find very annoying when a character like Clary just has been introduced to magic and then she's like, what do you mean? It's just, you just have to promise. It's not a big deal. It's like, there's clearly magic happening.
Yeah. The way everyone else reacted to it was like, okay.
She's like, come on,
Something is
Jace.
afoot.
It's not a big deal. It's like, literally, clearly it's a big deal.
Yeah. In her defense, I'm pretty sure she hasn't slept in 2 full days.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a
she's
great
like,
point.
yeah, she's not all there
Her
right
mom
now.
maybe died and then isn't dead and then also betrayed her and then also betrayed her and then her best
and now
friend
Simon's a rat.
is a rat and also kidnapped and
Mhm.
she should be in love with Simon and she feels guilty about it because she's in love with Jace.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's a
Yeah.
lot
I
going
do-
on.
I did kind of come on Clary's side in this promising issue, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, they don't tell Jace or Clary, like, what the language of the oath has to be.
Yeah.
So you could just be like, I promise not to stab Raphael in the next few minutes during this prisoner exchange or whatever.
I promise not to stab Raphael as long as he doesn't try and stab me first.
Right? Like,
Like,
surely there's a way to make it not, I promise not to hurt Raphael at any point ever in the future, amen.
yeah,
Like,
but they're 15. They haven't read enough books that do
That's
this
true.
kind of workaround, you know?
yeah.
I don't think
But Jace
Jace has
knows
read any
everything.
books other than
And
rune books and also Alice Through the Looking Glass or whatever.
but yeah, wasn't he reading poetry or something at some point?
Poetry isn't going to tell you how to say a good oath.
That's true.
Gotta read like a bunch of weird fantasy novels for that.
Yeah, we would crush this task. The rest of it, I would have died already. But this one specific task,
Yeah.
you just have to promise one very specific thing. I think I could do it.
And it'll be fine. Yeah, I learned that this is a real problem in another D&D game I was playing that was 100% based in the Feywild.
Oh.
And literally, like, the key information all of our characters were given was don't trust anything the Fey say and don't make any promises. Like, don't say anything that they can hold you to. And then there were, like, 3 or 4 sessions in a row where we would be lawyering like one conversation with a fae, and it was like the DM probably regrets this so much right now.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
We're all having a terrible time, and I will not give in.
But we still are going to spend 20 more minutes talking about the exact wording.
Yeah, so you would be great at this. You
Yeah,
practiced.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in, coach. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be the 33-year-old amongst a bunch of teens.
That would add some good comedy to the scene, probably.
No, then I'd have to be responsible.
Oh, right.
I don't want to be responsible.
No.
Not for a bunch of teens.
Ugh.
It's too much responsibility.
Someone's life is at stake? No, thank you.
No, thanks.
I have a job where I send emails and I have to get permission from my supervisor for my emails. Like, I don't want...
I don't want more than that.
I don't want a thing where it's like, if you choose wrong, someone will die.
Yeah. Probably a teen.
Probably a teen.
Probably
Perhaps
a teen.
a rat.
Not the rat.
The rat is
Not
also
the rat.
a teen.
I know. I won't hold it against rats. That
It's an ancient rat. It's a teen.
Oh my god, that would be a truly ancient rat. It would just be
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah. Cool. And then the wolves show up.
Then the wolves show up.
So we should guess what happens next.
I guess it's
Oh.
time.
It's time.
Oh, is it that time?
All right. Chapter 15 is called High and Dry. And
Oh.
your sentence is, the wolves crouched low and snarling, and the vampires looked stunned, backed away. That's it.
I think this is going to be Clary's not stepdad Luke and his friends. That's what I think.
Yeah, you got to guess first because I read a few pages ahead.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of as far as I got with my guess. Yeah, I think it's Luke. I think Luke is... Wait, I was going to say he's been following Clary around, but why would he know to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't have anything relevant to that to share with my guess because I read 3 pages and none of the werewolves turned into humans or were named. So I also feel like this is a Luke situation, but I cannot confirm.
I guess maybe we should backtrack. I think these are werewolves.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, that was obvious. No?
I think so, but we didn't say it.
That's
true.
fair. Okay, well, I can maybe confirm that they're werewolves.
I think they're werewolves.
Yeah.
The children... Oh wait, weren't the vampires beefing with the werewolves in the last chapter?
Yeah.
Oh, they're always beefing.
They're gotta
always
be
beefing.
beefing.
Got to
Always
beef.
be beefing.
Mortal enemies.
I'm gonna guess that the werewolves show up and they're werewolves and they start fighting the vampires and say, "We're here for her." Clary.
Yeah?
And then Jace is gonna be like, "Oh god, werewolves are just as bad as vampires," and then start throwing knives at everybody, and then they're gonna try and
Oh
leave.
my god.
And then I don't know what happens after that. I think they are about to escape, and then one of the werewolves turns into Luke.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's the right dramatic timing.
I think Jace is about to kill a goddamn werewolf, and then it's Luke. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen.
Are the werewolves worse than vampires? I feel like vampires are worse. Because aren't the werewolves just like... Well, I was about to say, aren't they just like disillusioned loners? But like literally there's a bunch of them,
There's
so
a
clearly
pack
not.
of them, sort of
I was
notable.
like, yeah,
about
werewolves would always be in a pack.
Werewolves always be in a pack.
I feel like in all of my werewolf media, they're solitary, so maybe that's...
Really? That's because you keep reading werewolf romance novels.
That's true. They weren't solitary in that, so what am I?
They're
Also, shut
solitary.
up.
They're solitary because they're trying to find love.
They're trying to find their mates.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I thought that was like a thing of wolves. Is like any werewolf story, it's like they're always packs because
Yep.
wolves.
That's true.
Unless you're reading werewolf romances by one specific author.
No, they're in a pack in that too, actually.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, I think Jace is gonna continue, like, I think his whole thing is gonna be like, fuck Downworlders.
Yeah,
Gotta get out of here.
gotta stab them all.
Yeah.
Downworlders.
And yeah, Luke is gonna
Yeah.
come back in this chapter.
Luke is
That's
gonna be
both
there,
of our
for sure.
guesses.
Yeah.
And he's a werewolf, goddammit.
He's a goddamn werewolf.
Goddamn werewolf. Okay. Great. I think we did great. And I
Yeah?
only
Yeah, nailed
cheated
it.
somewhat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Great. Well, on that note, let's talk about what else we're reading. Guys, I'm in such a book slump.
Oh no.
I haven't read anything.
That's
I
okay.
opened I got as a skip the line loan. I am going to do a bad job at reading this title. Welcome to the Hyeonamdong Bookshop. Hyeonamdong Bookshop. Anyway, it's
Sure.
a skip the line loan. I'm excited about it. I opened it and then got really tired and closed it again because I'm in a book slump. But that's what
Yeah.
I've done. Books. What about you guys?
I don't remember what I had finished or talked about. I don't know. I'll just say what I'm reading. I am still reading The Will of the Many because this is the book that will not end.
The
It's
will of the
very
many
long.
not end.
Yeah.
The will not end. Yeah.
My will to keep reading this book is not high.
Is not
Anyways, no.
Yeah.
And then I picked up The Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tully, which is a book talk darling. And I didn't realize she's a Canadian author. So if you're
Wow,
on this
nice.
side of the border, support your Canadian authors.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then I am trying to, how do I put this? Stagger or catch up on my reading. So I'm trying to catch up on like audiobooks that have been on my Audible for like 3 years. So I started listening to The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden today.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've had it for a while and I can't return it. So, might as well try and listen to it. So
I thought you had read that book.
no.
I think I thought you had to.
No. I've
I
had it
thought
on
you
my
read it
Audible for
because-
years.
That's why I haven't picked it as my September book.
Oh, no.
Because I thought you had read it already. I was like, oh, I should do that. And then I was like, oh no, but Sam's read it. Anyway,
No.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems
don't-
interesting.
Yeah,
I fear it might
It
be
might
a
not
bit
be your
too
vibe.
folklory for me, but
it
it's fine.
probably will be.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
that's okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
excited.
it.
I hope you like it.
We'll see. That's it. Rocky is right by the mic in case anybody was curious. He's like right up on my business. His nose is
Breathing
in my
into
mouth.
it.
Okay, hello. Hi, Rocky. Hannah, you want to go?
I was like, me? I forgot it was my turn somehow. Yikes. I am reading Wild Space, which is a Star Wars novel by Karen Miller. And then in audiobooks, I clearly was inspired by our 2024 wrap-up episode because I listened to Funny Story by Emily Henry.
Oh my god,
and
I
it
forgot
was-
that you finished that this time. Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just as good as you guys said it was.
It's so
Wow.
good.
It was really good.
I can't believe you read something that we said was good and that you would like.
Yeah, weird.
We
of you
found
to do that.
another Evelyn Hugo.
yeah.
Hey, yeah, we did.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Go on.
Yeah. And then when I finished that, speaking of things that are weird that you like, I'm also now listening to Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And I do like it. It's kind of cute. It's like, yeah. Can a horror from the POV of like a shape-shifting monster be cute? Apparently, yes.
It can be, apparently.
Apparently, yes. And then when this episode comes out in March, hope to be listening to our Midlight Book Club book, which will be The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. That won some Goodreads Awards last year, and I've heard
Yeah,
it's really good,
I'm
and I'm
excited.
really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, please consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on various platforms, and all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And me to me, when someone asks if I want to go into the office. You'd rather face a ravening horde of demons, wouldn't you? And the
Yeah.
answer is yes. Yes,
I
I
mean,
would.
That is what the office is, basically.
Oh my god, what's going on in your office?
Not that.
I was not designed for corporate office life. I was designed to frolic in a field of flowers. Actually, no, I wasn't. I am severely allergic.
It's like, I don't think you would survive.
Sam was not built for corporate office life because she doesn't like when people come to interrupt her working.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Sam's like, I just am trying to get my work done here.